Buenos dias, comadres. Happy Monday. We are getting rolling on our day. A lot of fun things this week that I'm looking forward to. And right now, one of them is we're gonna make some banana bread. Now, I put my sourdough starter in the fridge for a little bit because I just was not having time to bake consistently as much as I would like. So I was feeding it and then having to put it back in. So it's just not really making any sense for me right now. So I'm gonna try to make a regular banana bread, which I have not made in a very, very long time. So let's see if Pinterest holds up this recipe for me. Thousands. Why do you say 2000s? I didn't know I was making banana bread for your friends. Are you trying to share?
I guess he does want to share.
Today we gotta put up your balloons, Vida, Gracie.
Mom, why do we have 6 if Juice can't have any?
Well, Mommy gets to have juices since I make his milk. I'm just kidding. Here you go. Aww. We should have a baby shark party for Oren when he turns 2. Oh, yeah. We should have done that last year. Dang it. Oh. Sorry, buddy. I hadn't thought of it yet. Woo! Getting dizzy. We should have done those. Yeah, but since she picked a unicorn cake, I just kind of went with those colors. So excited to be alive today. It is such a good day. It's beautiful outside, even though I haven't been outside at all. We did our homeschool and then a little bit of party prep for Vida's birthday tomorrow. We are going to take her to the zoo, spend the day at the zoo. And then she requested to go eat crabs, so that's what we're gonna be doing for her. She got her birthday present early yesterday. I'm getting ready right now because I got that tattoo appointment rescheduled, and so I'm going today at 5, which I'm really looking forward to. And I think that this may very well be my last tattoo. I just don't enjoy the process, frankly. And I think that in all of the healing work that I've done over the last years, I'm like, I just don't know that I actually really, maybe I like the look of tattoos. I don't know if I could do it over again, if I would get tattoos again. I don't know. I guess just as I've gotten older, I'm like, I just don't even know that I would get tattoos again if I had the opportunity to do that again. Really, I'm only doing them right now because I have all the other kids' names, but I don't have Oren's. So I'm like, I feel like that's kind of silly to have 3 of the kids, but not 4. So we're just evening it out. So, on a completely other topic, I feel like the Lord's been working with me a lot around money issues. And I think that this has really been since last summer when we bought the Oklahoma house, because that took like that mortgage takes up a pretty significant amount of money that used to just be like my play money. And having that responsibility now, which is great because it's an asset. It's real estate, it's part of our real estate portfolio. But realistically, that house doesn't really make us any money right now. I love that it has the amount of acreage that it does. I feel like in the future, in the next 5 years, that house will be worth a lot more. And personally, I really feel like as people start to change and there's a shift in priorities and people begin to see the value of having property, I feel like as people begin to change and they have like begin to reassess their values and reassess like where they're spending their time and energy and like what's important to them, more and more people are going to want to start homesteading. And I feel like that's been a lot of my like motivation behind getting back to YouTube as well, is to just kind of share like how we're doing it. And you know, I definitely had an apprehension with homesteading at first because I thought that it was just like, I didn't want it to be my whole life. And I think it's really funny how God just puts things on your heart and you have one way of thinking of it and he just kind of is like, we'll work on that, don't worry, just get started. And that's been a really big thing that's been brought to my awareness recently, is that sometimes, not sometimes, almost every time, when God puts something on your heart, really the hardest part of that is surrendering the aspect that you think to yourself like you're trying to project, which is really just anxiety, right? Trying to control and have like a sense of safety when you can't see what God sees. And you know, with me taking homesteading more seriously last year, it does really change you. But if you just start a little bit at a time, you want it to change you and you like the change. For part of my issue, frankly, and I feel gross saying this, but like, I really thought that homesteading was just like for poor people that like couldn't afford to just buy things at the grocery store. And I know that sounds just awful to say out loud, but like realistically, like that's where I was at. Like one of the many ways that like God has humbled me, because I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that is true. And so what? You know what I mean? Like, so what if people have to prioritize feeding their families real food over being able to buy designer things or take lavish vacations or random Amazon or Target trips that you don't need? What would be so awful about that? Frankly, nothing. Because you just never really miss the material things as much as you love having your freedom. So for me, one of my sacrifices, I think, does tend to be my time. And it used to like really upset me because I would think that it's like, it's my time. And the more and more that you start to get into relationship with God and you realize like none of it's really yours, everything here is something that he's given to us. And so when I look at it that way, it just gets so much easier. And so, I mean, I guess as it relates to like homesteading, yeah, it does take a lot of time to cook for my family. And again, as I was saying in the last vlog with like the montages and stuff, like I want to show you guys that because like that is just the reality of cooking for your family from scratch. You're gonna be in the kitchen a lot. But to me, that's like a labor of love to me, being able to cook their meals. Like the fact that I get to stay home and take care of them and make their food for them and be responsible for their homeschooling and answering their questions and their spiritual well-being, like that. Like when I think about how God worked all of that out before I could even articulate that that's really what my heart's desire was, just like blows my mind. Because there's really nothing else that I could think of that would be more fulfilling than what I'm doing right now. And there was a time in the very near future that I was like, gosh, if I had done things differently, if I hadn't been so desperate, for lack of a better term, if I had prioritized myself, if I had done things differently, like I could have moved to New York and I could have pursued fashion or, you know, like influencing or literally like whatever. But then I think to myself, I'm like, would I have even, like, I would have ended up back here anyways, because I would not have been fulfilled by any of that. And so anyways, I was kind of like got off on another note, but I guess my point was that I feel people shifting and wanting to like do more with what they have, like finding more things that are regenerative for them, that feel fulfilling for them. We have a great set of tenants in our house right now, but like I said, it's not really making like profit as of yet. And really where I was going, that was like with money and stuff too. I feel like God's really been educating me on financial literacy over the last several years, but even more so like in the last year. Basically just teaching me how like that none of that money is like really mine, and what it means to be the caretaker, I guess, for his money and what he wants me to use it for. And so last month was the first month that I gave to tithing, and then this month was the first month that I like completely allocated my percentage that God and I had talked about. And y'all, I was feeling really nervous about that. And even like bringing this up, there was a period there where I'm like, am I just trying to share this so I can, you know, let everybody know that like I'm tithing? And I always feel like that when it comes to sharing things that are super personal. But I've also come to understand that God really uses a lot of my experiences to help others through the same things. And I did a lot of that like when I was coaching, or like when I was sharing things on my like coaching and Reiki page. Early on in my journey, like I started sharing just a lot about like the painful things that I experienced and how I was navigating through that and the lessons that you learned. And so on this side of things, I really feel like God is using me in that way as well. And so like, y'all, I think that you can be doing really well financially and in life, and also still be trying to like doing really well financially and in life, and then also still be struggling with like a lack mindset, still be stressing over money, and in a way I feel like part of that that ties into the tithing, because there was definitely, well, on my behalf anyways, there was a lot of conversation with God of like, okay, where are we at with tithing? Like, please show this to me if this is something that you want me to be doing, because I definitely had a lot of this mindset where, you know, I think it's very typical to feel like, why should the church get 10% of my money? And I think it's very easy to go down that road, especially when you see so much about these pastors that are just like multi-millionaires living in these insane houses while their congregation is not doing well, while obviously a lot of the country is struggling with inflation and with all kinds of things. And so I was just really honest with God, like expressing those things of like, I feel like you want me to do this, but I have a lot of this like resistance towards it. And I've told you guys before that for me, resistance has very much been a thing that if I feel the resistance, then I know that I need to lean into it. And you know, when it comes to tithing, like that's just, I just kind of like gave it over to him, like, okay, if this is what we're supposed to be doing, like, let me see it. Like, what is it that you want me to learn through this process? And I basically just got into a space where I was like, I'm not tithing because I want to be seen as a good Christian or being a rule follower and just like checking off the box. I like my church. I like the people that I've come to know at my church. I want to support what they're doing there. Especially now as being a youth leader, and you just see like how much they really care about the people that are a part of the church. Just how much they do for people at church, for the community, the way that they stand by their values is something that I feel is to be admired. And during this time that I had been praying a lot about tithing, I actually came across this creator on Instagram who had a whole like series, a real series about tithing and how it's more than just financial too. And she really even like broke it down, because I had a period there where I was like, well, isn't it enough that I'm volunteering, that I am, you know, giving my time to the church? Like, does it really have to be money? And I feel like a lot of this is really just trust. It's both trust in God, it's trust in your chosen community, your chosen church. Trust that that money is going to be going to, like, it's going back into the community, like it's serving us. And I also think that it really served me, having previously been in a space of serving others, where you think like, because in the spiritual community, like there was always a lot of this like, well, if you have these gifts, you should be offering them for free to help others. Like, you shouldn't be, it's not right that you should profit from people's trauma or any of that, whatever. And it's like, okay, but should we not be paid for our time and energy? And so that was something that I assessed too, like when it came to tithing, is like, should my pastor not be compensated for his time and energy? The fact that he has a family as well. Like, would I want my pastor having to go work another job just to be able to, like, how could he possibly do his job to its full capacity if he also has to worry about going to get another job just to be able to provide for his family? I will try my best to find the creator of that reel series, so I can tag her here so you guys can look in if you're interested in looking into that, because it was really, really good. And anyways, I just really wanted to share all of this, not as a means to like, it's not about me, just to clarify. It's just, I really think that if you are struggling with tithing, or wanting to tithe, or maybe not even, like, maybe you can't give a full 10%, like, talk to God about that. Stop trying to do these things on your own. And I also really like got into this idea that having a relationship with God means that, like, we can't section him out of where we need him and where we don't need him. Because you get to this space where you're like, I need him in every single area of my life. And if you're asking me to give 10% to my church, then I trust you in that. Or 10%, or 10%, 5%, 20%, whatever. Like, if you need me to give 10% and donate my time and donate more time, or, you know, whatever, I trust you with my children, with my marriage, with my mental health, with my physical health, with my money, with my home, with my life, my energy, like all of that. I want to be 100% in full surrender to God's will for my life. And so that's where I'm at right now. And I also had to get into a space too where, this is where I think I get like nerdy, because there's these like prosperity theologies where people want to use a spin of using tithing as this, like, if you trust God with all of your money and your finances, and he's gonna bless you so much more. And I immediately was like, also because I had done some reading in there by the time I had gotten to tithing, but I was like, I don't want to give this money to church because I'm expecting you to bless me even more because I'm giving this, right? Because I will be flat out honest, and I've said this like many times throughout my spiritual journey too, where I'm like, I just feel like I'm supposed to be a millionaire. I would love, and not even just so that I can have all the nice things. And I won't lie to you one single bit when I say, but I would love to be able to go shop at Hermes and get a Chanel bag and have my own collection of Kellys. And I would love to be able to travel all over the world with my children. Like, I would love to have the money to do that, and to wear the kind of clothes that I want, and to give freely for literally anything that I want, just to get to enjoy the best that life has to offer with like no worries about money. I don't know a single person that like doesn't want that. Maybe it looks differently for everybody, but like for me, I want the homestead with like 50 acres, and I want to be able to travel. So like, I want to be able to hire somebody to take care of my animals while we go to Italy for 2 weeks or whatever. And I, you know, go and shop at the designer stores while I'm there, and then come back and then just resume life with my chickens and all of that. That's me. That doesn't have to be anybody else. But I had to get into a space where I was like, I'm not giving this money because I'm expecting that I have to be in complete surrender, that I could give this money and not see any of it back. And so living below my means then. So like, I guess my point in bringing up the Oklahoma house too was it's like, we're already like scaled back from where we were at this point last year, and then scaling back even more with tithing. I was feeling really uncomfortable about that. And I was just like, ooh, is that the right thing? And ultimately and it makes me like feel like crying a little bit, because like so much of everything has just been God like pulling these strings of trying to get me out of this like poor girl mindset that I've had since childhood. I don't know, I went super bold with the liner today and that was not my intention, but we're gonna work with it anyways. So anyways, all of that to say that I feel like we're getting to a peak, or a pivotal moment I should say, with what God has been trying to teach me about money and finances and what prosperity really is, what it looks like in his kingdom. And like frankly, that's all I'm interested in now. I'm like, if it's not from you, I don't want it. I know that there is nothing that I could ever do that would be as great as what Christ has sacrificed for us, but I still hope that my day-to-day actions will reflect on my God, like beautifully. We're going with a bold red lip today. All right, nice, nice, nice. Okay, so that's it for today. But anyways, I just wanted to share that with you guys in case it serves anybody else, whether you're tithing or not, or just in general asking for guidance like with your finances. I know that's such a challenging area to ask for help, because I think that's a specific area that we think like I have to do more, and I have felt that so many times in many different ways and capacities, whether it's like instability in my marriage and where I felt like I have to do more to create a safety net, or I have to do more so that he can retire. I have to find a way to bring in more money because there's not enough in order to get to do the things that I want to do, like work harder, work harder, work harder. And I feel like I'm kind of just done with that. I've done that, I've tried that, it just doesn't work. And so now I'm like, okay, what would you like to do, Father? How can I get out of the way so that you can tell me what to do, and I will do that. Because nothing that I have tried is working. And that's not to say that we're not doing well. We are incredibly, incredibly blessed, but I would really love to be able to extend that to others in some way. And maybe I'm just not there yet, but I would really love to be able to provide. See, this is where all these things come out and you think to yourself like, it's not for me to do that. Alright, so on a completely unrelated note, I saw this outfit on Pinterest that I think I'm going to need a longer shirt because this one's kind of short. But I saw one in Casey's closet. I think I might steal it. So I wore these shorts. These are 9 West. I got these at Goodwill for like $6. But so I'm gonna wear this with my red boots, and I think I'm gonna throw my watch on. I'm gonna go get Juicy because he's quite upset. So I'm just keeping it simple. I'm wearing my grandmother's wedding ring and her namesake ring, and then just my wedding rings and my Harry Potter watch. What's that? Okay, I think you opened it from the wrong side. Let's turn it around.
Birthstone. I'm so happy.
Pretty. That's a pretty necklace.
Birthstone. And socks.
Socks. Let's see.
Santa socks.
That's not Santa. It's a little gnome.
I know. And Mom.
Okay. Oh, that's so funny. Daddy, look.
Oh wow, you have that shirt already.
So now you have another set of PJs. Okay.
I see what shirt
It says Sweet Dreams. Daddy bought her these a couple days ago. A week ago. Ooh, what's that? Ooh, a slinky. No. Yeah, light up slinky.
What's it?
What else is in there? What else is in there?
I want to see it.
Is that it?
I want to see it. Oh, it's more PJs.
No, it's just your PJs. Okay, cool. Yay! That makes sense. So we've been using these nootropics for about a year now. And I really like these. And it actually only occurred to me when I saw that they changed the labels and like rebranded this, that we've been taking them for a long time and I feel like they work really well. Would you say that my ADHD has gotten better?
Well, I don't know about that.
I think it has. But I think a lot of that also is being intentional about your morning routine and your morning practice and like not trying to run around like a chicken with your head cut off all day. I've always had the practice of like writing what I need to do down on the board in the mornings. But I feel like I've just have gotten a lot better, and most of that has really just been the mindset of like feeling like I had to do everything every single day, and it's just not necessary. So not having to operate from that space of stress. But I take 3 of these every single morning and I feel really good. Just feels like a nice sense of clarity. Come here. You may put your necklace on, baby girl.
That looks tiny from over here.
Well, it's a little kid necklace. Vida, come here.
That looks tiny.
Gracie girl, come here.
Don't want any dagger to a gate, Mom.
Yes, come here. He'll be good for just a second.
If you want to
I love you. Went and got my knuckles tattooed and had such a good experience, and she's so fast, and she's honestly the best experience I've had with a tattoo artist. Like, she's quick, but she's also just a cool human, and got in and out of there in like an hour, less than an hour actually. So I just got out of the shower because, well, before I show you the tattoos, I popped over to Ulta to pick up a couple more lip glosses for my girls because they had like a buy like 3 for $22 sale. And then I also needed some brow pen. And then I picked up Vida's little number 5 balloon for her birthday tomorrow. And picked up burgers. And then when I got home, I got Casey his food. And then I headed over to the neighbors because our neighbors invited the kids over for hot dogs and s'mores by the fire. So like, it was nice to, I just felt really well-rounded today. So we were hanging out when we were at their house for a little bit by the fire, and they bought a little present for Vida, and she was super excited. And like, it feels so nice to have people to do life with, but people that appreciate your children as well. It just feels so special. Then I got home and took a quick little shower, and now it's my turn to hang out with Oren while Casey gets ready for bed. So I got Oren's name on this hand, and she just went ahead and went with the same style as we did Vivian's name, which is cool with me. So we did these in black, and then she got these 2 knuckles. I did a little heart and then like a little bow here. I did the 444 over here, and then on my hand got Glorious Purpose in red ink, and I feel really happy with that. So I don't know. I totally went into this thinking that this was gonna be my last appointment, but I scheduled another one for the 26th. So I don't know, maybe we do need bigger pieces on the hands after all. I'm not sure.
We just sang happy birthday to you and you didn't even budge.
Happy birthday!
Birthday girl.
Yeah. Juicy, come on. Let's go. He's now a part of the exhibition.
Come on, Sissy. Sissy, come on. Sissy, next it, honey.
Look at Juicy.
Sissy, look. Just
Orion.
look. Just
Look at that. So beautiful.
Stayed here beside me. This isn't how it's supposed to be. Wish you'd stay.
Hello. Yeah.
I know the hour's getting late. I shouldn't sit here contemplating. I just can't stop thinking about us. I won't forget a single thing, from drunken nights to Sunday mornings, and how you smiled at me. Wish you'd stayed here beside me. This isn't how it's supposed to be. Wish you.
Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Vida. Happy birthday to you. All right, blow out your candles,
Blow 'em out.
Carly.
Well, she can't really. I can't.
You can, you can.
Okay, girl.
Don't be scared. Get in
Don't be
there.
scared.
Vida, do
Yeah, blow it out.
Oh, they're hitting the cake. It's forever.
Bro.
Oh,
Yay!
Yay.
Happy birthday! Birthday.
All right.
cooked alligator.
Are you gonna try the alligator?
No.
No, why not?
It's good.
Right?
Ooh.
Did you try it?
What was that?
They started serving it.
Well, friends, unfortunately, plans did not go as planned. For whatever reason, and I really should have picked up on this sooner today, but I think that everybody was kind of like high up on the excitement that it was Vida's birthday. But like once we were at the zoo, I could just notice that Ollie was a little bit more quiet. Vida was a little bit more like, meh, I'm tired, my legs hurt. And I think after we left the zoo, it just kept going down from there. So when we get to Crab, Vida just is saying that she's cold and she's just like fussy and she wants to sit on her dad's lap, and then she just didn't want to eat anything. She didn't want to eat while we were at the zoo either. So it's a little bit challenging right now. I feel like their immune systems are taking a big hit after those like back-to-back stomach bugs. They haven't quite bounced back to themselves. So we're getting ready for bed. I'm gonna get everybody in and to watch some Monster High so Vida can watch something she wants to watch and just snuggle. We did our best. All right, ma'am, what are we making today?
Waffles.
What kind of waffles?
Like a
batter looks so fluffy and pretty. We made this with buttermilk. So good. Let's try that out and see if that's enough, okay?
Okay.
This is the closest I've ever gotten my waffles to Disney World Mickey waffles, which are my absolute favorite waffles ever. I think we're onto something here. I will be sure to drop this recipe in the description box because you need it. Alright, so while I was making breakfast, ooh, it's bright today. While I was making breakfast for the kids, I noticed out of the window, I could see through over here, we have daffodils on the edge of our property, and I'm super excited. So we came out to see them, and they look like they probably just started opening up today. So we're not gonna pluck any, but they are beautiful to see. Aren't they lovely? Yeah, there's a few, huh? I could not wait for my stuff to get here from Amazon, so I went ahead and and started planting some things using the soil that I had left over. So I have started with these Snapdragon apple blossoms. Snapdragons really like to have it cold, and I also thought these would be great to try to, what is it called? It's not propagate, but it's similar to propagate. It's not even anywhere near for that, okay? No, propagate. I can't remember, but basically you like clip the top part of the Snapdragon off and then dip it in this like powder to help it take root, and then you just plant, like copy paste basically. And so I wanted to try it with the Snapdragons. And on this tray, I did sweet peas. And you can see that my soil blocking is not perfect. I know this, guys. But it's still gonna be functional for what I need it. I also went ahead and mixed in here the cocoa blend to help stretch out my soil a little bit. I've never done this before, but I figured might as well experiment and give it a whirl and see if they like that. That should be enough, okay?
Okay. Mom, but these ones?
Mm-hmm. So I would put 2 in there, okay?
In this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 2.
Very nice.
There's also a big one right here, Mom. So I saw
let the farm animals out to graze in the grass, and I can't get over how cute they are, especially with the sunlight right now. I completely forgot that I was supposed to be making hamburger buns for dinner today. So I quickly looked on Pinterest to find a recipe, found one. So they'll be ready in 40 minutes. I'm like, oh, sorry, no. So we need to get moving because Casey's hungry. Juicy! Could use some help down here. Need you to help me make some buns, hun. Those are so pretty. Alright, we've got the most beautiful burger here. Some French fries, fried in tallow. Let's eat. Alright, come on guys. I'm gonna go ahead and close this vlog here because we just frankly are still not feeling completely ourselves. It was so hard for us to get through dinner. Nothing tastes quite right and we're just exhausted, frankly. So I think I'm gonna close this one out and we will pick back up in the next vlog, which is going to be a garden vlog, and I'm very excited about that because I have a couple things that I'm waiting on to officially kick off our seed starting season. So thanks so much for being here. We'll see you soon.